So think about this, like God makes man with a reason and a purpose. That purpose gets lost, and the only way to restore it is Jesus coming in the flesh. And he's like, yep, before the foundation of the world, he's already slain. It's a given, I'm coming. I don't know about you, that just fascinates me. Like, that doesn't sound like a small thing. Like I don't know, growing up, nobody ever emphasized on that. They just said I was a bad boy and I needed forgiven and I needed to pray this prayer so that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. But nobody ever explained this love of God, Jesus coming in the flesh thing, like I see it now. I mean, come on, you can pass somebody's driveway on the way to church. And they'll call you and you're at the church and they're 3 miles back and they'll say, hey, are you going to church? Yeah, I just pulled in. Oh, man, why? What's up? Man, I can't get my car started. I was hoping you could pick me up. We'll be like, yeah, we're a friend. We'll go get them. But you know what we do? Oh, man, why couldn't they have called me 3 miles ago? Like it's an inconvenience, but we'll still go get them. But, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, but if you're God and you were and you was and you were and you are is to come, and nothing was made that wasn't made through you, and you were always with the Father, and all of a sudden you're in the womb of a woman and you're about to be born through her birth canal and become a baby boy, that sounds like sacrifice. And then you're going to live your whole life revealing the Father and the Father's love, and his love never fails, takes no account of a suffered wrong, and you're going to suffer wrong the whole time. Come on, guys, we don't even last 2 days suffering wrong sometimes. 1 day. You get 3 weeks of adversity and some people ready to throw in the towel and wonder why God forgot they're on the earth. Is it all right if I talk plain to you tonight? Come on. Some of us are losing our countenance because of pressure. Jesus is walking in truth, getting accused of being a liar the whole time, a blasphemer, a heretic. He's healing people. They're trying to figure out what evil spirit's possessing him. Non-stop. Do you think about this stuff? I think about this stuff. Like day in and day out. Adversity, conflict, backbiting, bickering, rumors, lies. Day after day after day for years. You look at his ministry and you think, woo, fruit and all this stuff. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, healings, yeah. Hearts changed, transformed, whole lot of seed sown, guys. It's a whole lot of seed sown. But there wasn't nobody at the cross cheering him on but a handful of women. There was only 120 in the upper room after it was all said and done. I mean, some of us would try to give him a church building program. How to keep the people.
That's so good.
See, sir, it ain't all about miracles. I mean, you have to have a nice place. You have to keep it. What's amazing is this Jesus I'm talking about said, follow me. Somehow we translated that into healings and miracles. Instead of you endure everything you see me endure. You get wrongly treated. Don't you change. Don't you stop loving. Don't you get a bad attitude. Don't you sow something dark when all that's in you is light. Come on. We got to get this thing. We can live this thing. Jesus wouldn't say, follow me if I couldn't. He wouldn't say, follow me if he wasn't willing to empower me to. Worship leader tonight talked about surrender and freshening that surrender. Come on, we say in the church, you know, we denied ourselves, we picked up our cross and we're following him. Okay, that has fruit to it. If I denied myself, I'm not discouraged. I'm not offended, I'm not angry, I'm not hurt. If I'm seeking first the kingdom of God, I'm in a good place. Yeah, but brother, you don't know what I've been going through. That's not even what we're talking about. We're talking about seeking first the kingdom of God, following Jesus. Wonder if you ought to run that by Jesus. You don't know what I've been going through. You ought to run that by Jesus. He said, follow me. He said if you live for righteousness, you're going to be hated for it. People are going to misunderstand it. They're going to jump the gun. They're going to speak without thinking. They're going to be in ignorance. Some of them are just going to be willful and attack it because the devil fears righteousness. But if you live for it and pursue it, you're going to be hated and persecuted. Wow. So see, this gospel is something you give yourself to. Because if you don't give yourself to the gospel, what'd you give yourself to? If you're not living for his namesake, what's your motive in life? See, every Christian, I'm talking to a Christian when I'm talking like that. An unbeliever doesn't understand totally what I'm saying there. A Christian has to understand what I'm saying. You have to understand it. It's right to talk like this. You got to understand, what is my motive? Why am I a Christian? Why did I receive him? Why did I want forgiven of my sin? Just so I go to heaven? Just so I get forgiven? So his life comes inside of me and I begin to walk in the light as he's in the light and I actually follow him. But I'm thinking about Jesus. I'm thinking about him walking the earth and he's a man and the way he's treated and he never changes. He doesn't back off. I mean, this one really, like when he's getting crucified, they didn't just whip him 39 stripes. They beat him and mocked him and flogged him. I can't even comprehend that, like men hitting God. Punching him and him not saying a word. Ooh, that convicts me. That convicts me to never have a bad attitude. We ain't got it bad. Come on. You say, you don't know what I've been through. No, listen, stop. I'm not being insensitive. I'm not being high-minded. And I'm not relating. See, the last thing I need is a reason not to look like him and justify it when I was made for his image and his life is on the inside of me. If Jesus said, when you see me, you've seen him, follow me. Now I'm motivated. And anything that doesn't produce life needs challenged. Anything that doesn't bear witness of him, I need to look at it. And I got to say, wait a minute, where am I coming from on this thing? Why am I so bothered? Why am I so overrun? Why am I letting this thing own me like this? And all of a sudden you realize you might have picked a little of this up. You're thinking for yourself. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You realize you had expectations on people and it didn't pan out. And all of a sudden you realize, whoa, see, Jesus had none of that. And he said, follow me. We were trained by that. So our biggest challenge is call it what it is, recognize it, see it for what it is, and push it away. Because what we were trained by isn't the truth. It's life apart from him. Watch this. It's unsurrendered life. You go to church your whole life and be unsurrendered. You can be a pastor and be unsurrendered. You go on mission trips and be unsurrendered. See, those things don't make you Christian. Christian means little Christ-like one. We got to get back to following him. They were beating on the Lord, and he didn't say a word. That motivates me. You get tempted to think, you start looking at how it's been going. It's a trap. It's not always about how it's been going. It's about who he is and how he wants to respond, who he is and what he looks like in those moments. If we would flip that and get a deeper revelation, it's not about everything going the way I hope. It's about looking like him in the midst of the unfolding. So no matter what I'm going through, the goal is to walk in the light, to shine, to manifest Christ, to look like he would look if he was in my shoes. And scripturally, he says he is. Yeah?